South Korean football star Son Heung-min has been pulled into a disturbing blackmail case involving an ex-girlfriend, a spiritualist, and a man with a criminal record. What started as a private issue spiraled into a web of threats, manipulation, and money. So here's what Dispatch uncovered. Chapter 1. Who's Who? Let's break down the key people involved. The ex-girlfriend, 29 years old. A freelance product model who met Son through a mutual acquaintance. She was also involved with another man around the same time in May 2024. The blackmailer, 41 years old. A man with a prior conviction for attempted extortion. He has tattoos across his upper body and met the ex-girlfriend at the end of 2024. The shaman, a well-known spiritualist who allegedly predicted the pregnancy and stood by the ex-girlfriend during her abortion. She later received 80 million Korean won, which is about $57,000 from her. Chapter 2. The recording. In a recorded phone call, the blackmailer confronts the ex-girlfriend. Blackmailer, do you even know whose child it is? Ex-girlfriend, how would I know? Blackmailer, then you should have just gone to one of them. Man number 1 or man number 2. You can't go to both. In this context, man number 1 is a businessman. Man number 2 is Son Heung-min. She told both men she was pregnant. The businessman ignored her. Son, however, responded. She sent him medical results, HCG levels consistent with a 5 to 6 week pregnancy. But even she wasn't certain who the father was, though she claimed it was most likely Son. In another part of the call, the blackmailer says, you told both men the same thing without knowing who the father was. That's marriage fraud. I don't even know how to handle this. Chapter 3. The Deal. At its core, this wasn't a complicated situation. The ex-girlfriend and Son were in a relationship. She became pregnant. She requested 300 million Korean won, which is about $215,000, and Son Heung-min agreed. June 22nd, she took a pregnancy test and informed Son. June 24th, she met Son and his female manager. June 25th, she underwent an abortion after confirming the payment had been made. After that, they cut all contact. It stayed quiet until the blackmailer stepped in. Chapter 4. The Blackmail. The blackmailer met the ex-girlfriend through the shaman in December 2024. By January, they were reportedly in a relationship and talking about marriage. He contacted Dispatch, claiming he had her permission to speak for her. I found the confidentiality agreement on her phone. The penalty was 10x the payout. That's too extreme. Give me 20 million won, which is around $14,000, and I'll give you the evidence. He also approached Son Heung-min's team with a similar message. Son got my fiancée pregnant. Because of the NDA, I can't marry her. After Son's side refused to revise the agreement, the blackmailer changed tactics again, offering to hand over private messages and suggesting Son Heung-min sue the ex-girlfriend in exchange for 70 million Korean won, which is around, again, $50,000. Son's representative told Dispatch, suddenly, he sent us recordings and messages between him and her. He claimed he had spent 80 million won silencing her and the shaman, then asked for 70 million Korean won. This revealed the truth Son's team had known. The ex-girlfriend was involved with 2 men at once. She wasn't sure who the father was, asked for 300 million won, and quickly went through with an abortion. Chapter 5. Timeline Clash. Son Heung-min entered Korea on May 23rd for World Cup qualifiers. At the time, the ex-girlfriend was in Japan, traveling with the businessman. She returned on May 30th and contacted Son. They could have only met between May 31st and June 1st before Son Heung-min flew out for a game in Singapore on June 2nd. This messy timeline led the blackmailer to scold her. You didn't even know who the father was. How could you tell both men the same thing? Chapter 6. Following the Money. Dispatch tracked her movements and spending. She leaned heavily on the shaman, who was involved in everything. The pregnancy news, the abortion, even contacting Son. She wired 80 million won to the shaman. 30 million won on rituals, 25 million won gifted to a deity, 25 million won saved in a symbolic gold frog jar. After the abortion, she and the shaman were seen shopping for luxury items at Galleria department store. Records show she spent 9.95 million won, 6.3 million won, 2.6 million won at luxury stores. She moved into a new apartment with the 50 million won deposit and furnished it with new electronics and furniture. According to reports, most of the 300 million won was spent within a year. Chapter 7. Manipulation or Conspiracy. Dispatch reached out to the shaman, who said, "There's been a misunderstanding. Since then, she's focused on work. She never spoke of Son Heung-min again." But Dispatch obtained private messages showing the ex-girlfriend asked the blackmailer to revise the NDA. He said they would buy an apartment with the settlement's money. The shaman denied being part of any scheme and accused the blackmailer of manipulation. He gaslighted her. "We didn't talk for 2 months. During that time, he used her to pull this off." She eventually came to her senses and tried to stop him, but he wouldn't back down. He blackmailed Son Heung-min and us. Chapter 8. The Final Move. Son Heung-min's side began doubting the ex-girlfriend's story. The ultrasound photo she provided was cropped. No name, no details. The timeline didn't fully match either. Still, Son Heung-min didn't challenge her. He accepted responsibility and paid. But once blackmail entered the picture, everything changed. They chose to stop being dragged along and decided to take legal action, even if it meant public backlash. The shaman, however, asked for mercy. "It was a blackmailer who reopened this case. Son is a real victim. She tried to stop it from getting worse. Please be understanding." So, what started as a private relationship exploded into a scandal involving deception, spiritual rituals, and money. Was the ex-girlfriend a victim of manipulation or part of the plan? Whatever the truth, the story is far from over.